Crazy CNC machining. Crazy deal. Boom.
What's up, everybody? This is Titans of CNC, and we're here in Texas, and it is the BOOMBASTIC show coming to you live. And I'm excited because today we have a special, incredible part. I got my boy Stuart.
Hey,
what's up,
how's it
Stuart?
going? Hey.
Woohoo! And Stuart's been working on a project for you guys that is absolutely incredible. It's a Titan 40M. It's a full 5th axis part. And once we show you how to machine it and go through the whole process, it's already on the Academy, so you can already grab that step file from the Aerospace Academy. But we're actually going to make a tutorial to show you every single tool, every single process, the Mastercam program. We're going to teach you how you guys can actually make this part. It's a cool part, right?
I love it. No, it's a super cool part.
Awesome.
Really shows off the DVF5000.
So smooth. The machine is smooth.
It is,
right?
it is.
Super good. And you know what's cool is that we're going to actually have 2 episodes today. This one, then we'll have another one at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to start roughing this thing, and we're going to get into it real quick right now. We're going to start roughing it, and you're going to see this whole part take shape, all right? We cut the first side already on the DNM, and now we're taking all this material off right on live TV. And then on the second show, we're gonna actually come in with some nice trick, full 5th simultaneous ball track. And you're gonna see why this machine right here, the DVF5000, is a superior premium machine. Like, it's so smooth, it's so fast, it's so beautiful. I'll bring in Chris Wood to kind of explain the specs on it a little bit. But I thought today, let's just get into machining quicker. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Check it
Maybe
out.
we can take the camera and look. Nice beast setup right here. We got the Shunk Vero-S, we got the Shunk 5-axis. We'll talk about that also in a little bit. Nice, that piece of material right there is gonna end up being a beautiful part. Boom, live on camera. You ready to go, brother?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Nice, so we're gonna have a tool setup sheet with all the tools. This is an awesome Kennametal shell mill right here. We're just facing the top. Ooh, you hear that spray right there. All right, so we're taking a few passes, and basically then it's gonna drop down. We're gonna come in with a Core 5 Beast tool from Kennametal, and we're gonna start roughing this whole thing out, all right? At this time, I'd like to bring in my man, the myth, the legend. You guys all love him, Dave Burgundy.
How's it going, Titan?
What's up, brother?
I'm doing well. It's great to be back for day 2.
Woo!
All right, what we're going to start off with today is a giveaway. Everybody loves free stuff, is what I'm finding out. Our audience likes to be given things, and that's what I like to do, is give things to our audience. I also want to take a chance to thank everybody who came out to my autograph signing last night after the show at my van in the back. That was really fun, and the 4 of you that showed up, it was a great time. So thank you so much for joining me. Our first giveaway is going to be, all you have to do to enter is like and share this feed. And you know how to click like. Now, I have to admit, I just grabbed a Facetown account myself at the urging of my colleagues here, and I got to say, I have 17 friends now, and that's pretty impressive. I don't know how many you have, but I have 17, and that's the most I've ever had. So go ahead, for this giveaway, you're going to like and share the feed, and we're going to show you, you probably already saw actually, what we're giving away. There's these incredible prizes. Now, that's not all. I'm going to be back later on with more deals, and even after that, more deals. Stay tuned to the very end, because we are going to give away a huge prize pack based on a keyword that I give you at the end of this episode. So stay tuned. We're going to give that to you later. And I'm going to bring Titan back on because they're going to be talking about this amazing machine that cuts metal. I mean, that thing is absolutely eating that metal away. Much like I ate a breakfast burrito this morning. Sausage, egg, and cheese. It was delicious. It got on my shirt a little bit, but you know, that happens. Thanks so much, and here's Titan. Come back.
Thank you, brother.
You got it.
Boom. Deals, deals, deals. And I'm not sure if Dave mentioned it, but this DVF5000, crazy deals from Doosan. It is 20% off. This machine, you hear it roughing right now with the Kennametal Core 5 end mill. We're gonna bring Scott Davini in a little bit to talk about the tooling and stuff. But at this time, I wanna bring in my man, Chris Woods. And what's up, brother?
Hey, mate, how's it going?
Good, good to see
Day two.
Day two, baby.
I love it.
A little bit of drama in the first one, but it's
A little
real
bit
machining,
of drama.
right?
But that's cutting nice, right?
Oh, it's cutting
cutting
nice.
real nice.
It was all cutting nice. It's real machining, so we just gotta solve those problems, make it happen, right?
For sure, for sure.
Cool.
But so the DVF5000, obviously last year we had the DVF6500, sort of the bigger brother, if you will, to this one. And then tomorrow we got the 8000, the really, really big brother. But today we're cutting on the 5000. And that's the point that a lot of job shops, a lot of the smaller shops, and even the larger shops, so that's often their first entryway into 5-axis, right? You've got a work cube, it's 21 and change inches by 17-ish and change inches. And obviously it all comes down to the part, and we can talk about that. But what makes this such a cool machine, and a bit like yesterday, I'm gonna give you guys a bit of an overview of the machine and kind of some of the high-level features and what makes it cool. And then this afternoon, we'll really get into the weeds of the why we're doing it and everything else. I don't know if we're able to pause it for a second and open it up. Okay.
Oh, quicker than a minute. Look at that.
Look at that.
Stuart is on
Fast
the ball
machining.
right there. Awesome. You can actually look at the part. You can see that Core 5 has already roughed a ton of chips off of this part. It's already looking great as far as the roughing goes. And now we're going to stick our head into the machine. And Chris, you can continue with your explanation.
Sounds good. All right, I don't know if you're able to get a little closer in here. I'm just going to flip over sides here. So in here, key thing, we got the spindle, 18,000 RPM spindle, dual contact, so that's a big plus, 40 taper, 18,000 RPM spindle. Same spindle that we had in the 6500 last year, and that's in the smaller workpiece envelope as well. So it's still putting that real high technology into the same package across the whole 5-axis range from Doosan. Other thing we've got there is on the big one, obviously you had a big dual support on the A-axis because we've got real big workpieces on this one. This one's smaller workpieces, still holds about 400 kilos, about 880 pounds or so, because you've got this front bearing support as well. So you've got both the back bearing to drive it and the front one to support it. So very, very rigid machine. You've got scales all the way around, X, Y, Z, glass scales. So that machine knows exactly where it is all the time. Shops get hotter, they get colder if you're not air conditioned. Anything that's got metal in it will grow. And having the scales inside the machine makes sure it's going to be completely accurate all the time for the life of that machine. There's also, you got a spindle chiller in here to keep that spindle nice and cool, keep it accurate over the length of the machine. 60 tools, keep lots of tools in there for lots of setups. And as you can see here, we've done so much roughing in such a short amount of time. Very, very fast material removal rates, especially in aluminum. But just because it's 18,000 RPM doesn't mean it's just aluminum. We've got people roughing harder metals, we've got people doing steels, titaniums, some exotics. Obviously it all comes down to cutting strategy and work with your tooling suppliers and partners to help you better define that. But phenomenal machine, same FNUC 31i controller that's on the SMX from yesterday. Great overall package, and I'm excited to see some of the great 5-axis cutting paths we're going to do later on in this one. And yeah, Titan, I'll bring you back in at this point.
Dude, you're a natural, brother.
Thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate
so good,
it.
Man. So
this is going to be great. Looking forward to it.
It's a beast program, and we're excited to show you guys this machining on a crazy machine.
Sounds good, man.
I'll see you in the afternoon, man. All right, so now that we have the door open and you can actually see it tilted 90, let's bring in Michael Gauntz. You guys know him from the last BOOMBASTIC show. What's up, Michael?
Hey, man.
What's up, brother? One of the great guys in the industry. Love this guy. Bug him in the morning, bug him in the night, on the weekends, solving problems, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Boom. So one of the cool things that I love is that if you actually look in here, this is a Vero-S system, and I'll let Mike explain it, but it's just quick change. You can take any part. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to get set up out of the picture and just go from part to part to part and keep the machine running, making chips and stuff. So we got the Vero-S from Shunk, then we got the 5-axis vise. Only 5-axis vise I've ever used where the part has never moved on it. I mean, the engineering is crazy. And with that, I'll let you go ahead and explain the Workholding. And we got like 20% off on Vero-S right now,
That's
right?
right. Vero-S packages 20% off. Yeah,
Awesome.
It's a
So
great deal.
titansofcnc.com/promo. Mr. Dave Burgundy will explain everything to you guys, but if you guys go over there, there will be a link to take advantage of that deal for 20% off. That is crazy. That's what we have to do. It's all about automation. It's about keeping that spindle running, and you do that by getting rid of the setups, and that's what Shunk allows you to do. Boom. It's all you, baby.
Thanks. That's right. So just like you said, I want to bring it back to the machine. And when you buy a machine like this, a nice machine, that's an investment. And when you make that investment, you purchase that machine because you want to make parts so you can make money. And the faster you can make those parts and the more parts you can put across that machine, the faster you're going to get the return on that investment. And that's a critical thing. And the Workholding is a really important part of getting that return on the machine and processing parts through there quickly. And with the Workholding, there's really 3 things that we can affect with the Workholding. So the first is how you clamp the part. And that's what we all think about. When we think about Workholding, we think about how you clamp the part. And so that's what you see right here. We have our KSC vise in here. This is our KSC 160-280 vise. The 160 is the width of the jaws, the 280 is the length. And just like Titan said, this vise, it really is a beast. Anytime we use this vise in any machine, I have so much confidence that we're not gonna let go of that part. You know, especially when you bite down in that part for the very first operation, you're using those grip teeth. It's just the same scenario that you saw on that SMX yesterday. It's just like the claw jaws, but it's on a machine. And so we're using basically like these Impact Series reversible grip jaws that they really bite into the part and you can just hog away at the material. So that's done, and we're on to the second operation. So we're talking about how we're clamping the part. In the second operation, not only is this vise very powerful, it's also incredibly accurate and precise. And when you're talking about the second operation, that becomes really important. You need a vise that's going to locate that part really well in the machine so that you're getting really good quality on that part. So in this setup in particular, what we're doing is we've got soft jaws that we've bored to the diameter of the bottom side of the part. And so when you're clamping on that part, you better make sure that those jaws are coming right to the center, just like you can expect them to do. So that's the second operation, where it's not just about having really high clamp force, but it's also about clamping it really precisely. The other thing that's important, and particularly on a 5-axis machine, is that you're gaining accessibility to the workpiece. So on a 5-axis machine, you can see how we've got this table tilted up 90. Well, you better make sure that you're having a nice kind of low profile compact vise so that you can really get in there with the tool and get at the workpiece. Okay, so that's how you clamp the part. Now, what Titan mentioned as well is the Vero-S, the quick change system. So we talked about what can you affect with Workholding. Number 1 is how you clamp the part. The second is how fast is your changeover. You know, on this machine is incredibly flexible. With the capabilities of this machine, you're able to run all kinds of different parts on this machine. So all kinds of different parts, it means you might need to have some different types of Workholding that you're putting on this machine. And that can become a real bottleneck in how fast you're processing parts through this machine. Just imagine when you're working, you know how it goes. You're working on one part and you get a call from a customer and you gotta be able to quickly adapt and run a different part just like that. And that's one of the things that the Vero-S quick change pallet system enables you to do. So that's this right here, and that's the Vero-S system. And what it's doing is we're familiar with how you clamp a vise down to a table typically. You clamp it to the T-slot table, right? And what are you gonna do when you first set it up? You're gonna figure out where that vise is, and you're gonna run an indicator along the jaws and figure out exactly where that vise is. Well, with the Vero-S system, you're removing the need to do that. Because once you've done it once, you don't have to do it again, because that Vero-S system, it repeats within 0.2 or 5 microns exactly. So you don't need to indicate it again. Once you found that vise the first time, I mean, what you could take this setup off just as it is, take it off the machine, load it right back on there, and pick up the program exactly where you started. And so we bringing it back what we were talking about, what you can affect with work holding, how you clamp the part, and how fast is the changeover. How fast is the changeover is incredibly important with your machines. You can save hours a day by having fast changeover. And what does that mean? It means you're making more parts, you're making profit more quickly, and the more quickly you make profit, the faster you're paying off that machine tool.
Dude, that is awesome, man. Great. When you look at high-level manufacturing, you look at big aerospace companies, medical companies, automotive, that's what they're using, Vero-S. You go to the big tool shows and you look at the 5-axis with all the pallets, it's all Vero-S. And one thing that is cool is like these pins, like, I'll just explain, like you have the vise, and what you do is you put these pins, and the pins come down, there's a ball. And basically the Vero-S actually has a hole in it, and it's actually pneumatically driven. So when you put air on it, the pin drops in, you take the air out, it grabs the pin. So you can take these pins, or you just call them pins, or?
Clamping pins.
Clamping pins. You can make aluminum fixtures, you can take vices, you can take big, you know, whatever you can create in your head, you can just put these pins in and then basically lock it in with the air, take the air out, machine, boom, put the air on, take it out, put another one in, boom. And we're gonna be doing tool setting. Tool setting allows you to actually take the code and put it into your program with like a G10 and just upload it straight in. So all of a sudden you switch over, boom, your offsets get loaded, you press the button because you made the part for years or months and it's proven, and you just basically keep manufacturing just in time, making it happen, boom, solving problems. Thank you, brother.
Yep, thank you.
That was amazing.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. So we'll bring in Stuart, the man.
Hey, how's it going?
He's like getting restless here. I want a machine. I want a machine. Let me make
right.
my part. So how about we take like a minute or two and let's just like enjoy the process. I think you're gonna cut up the fin a little bit and stuff, but we'll watch it in motion, and then I'm gonna bring in Scott DeVinny, and we're gonna talk tooling, because Kennametal is king. You guys are killing it. Awesome. So I'll go ahead and explain a little bit right now. This is, I believe you have an OptiRough program going, right? Yeah. It's from Mastercam. And basically what's happened is he actually brought in the Kennametal Core 5. He started roughing on the outside. He roughed in the front of the part and basically ended up with this nice tall fin. But the fin is gonna get cut at an angle. So now, after the roughing and roughing, it's just gonna step right up and it's gonna make stairs, which later we're gonna actually come back and Stuart will take a ball end mill from Kennametal, and he'll just surface it so perfect right into spec and stuff. And I think this is a good time to bring in my man, a good friend of mine, one of the greatest guys in this industry. Love this industry, Scott DeVinny. Scott, are you there?
Hey, Titan, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, man? I was talking to you on the way to work this morning.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
same thing, man. Super good. So that, yeah, so the process is going really good. Great coolant flow, great machine, great tools. We actually went and did a face mill, took your face mill right across that top. Again, we're gonna have the setup tool list. Everybody's gonna be able to see exactly what tool it is, the tool number and all that. And then now we're on the Core 5. You wanna speak a little bit to that face mill? That face mill is actually in our building blocks kit, and it kills it. I did that whole contest, not contest, but the test where I was like 800 inches a minute. I was just kept going up just to show people, hey, it can do it. And if you rough and get after it, you can actually save money and make some money, right?
Yeah, that's right. Like you said, a lot of your viewers might already be familiar with the face mill that Stuart has there. It's a 2-inch, it's the 5720 series, you know, non-ferrous materials like aluminum. That's what it excels at, right? High performance. As you said, there's a video out there where you really pushed it, you know, maybe a year or so ago at hundreds of inches a minute, right?
That's
So it can take a lot.
We went 100, 200, 300, all the way up. Boom, 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 800 inches a minute. Let's go, beast mode.
That's right.
Super good. And then now it is the Kennametal Core 5. An amazing, when you say Core 5, it's got a nice, big, thick core. I mean, your engineers, like guys like Danny Davis, Steve George, these guys, best designers in the industry, and there's a lot of them. That's saying something, right? And like the way that flute comes in, there's actually a flat, and then it like kind of comes out. It just grabs that chip, and it can take big cuts. And maybe you can talk a little bit about the Core 5 and just the strengths of that tool and why it's a superior tool for these adaptive OptiRough tool pads.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, and I'm sure the Core 5, you helped in the naming of that, so it probably holds a special place in your heart. And like you mentioned, guys like Steve George, Danny Davis here at Kennametal, you know, just vital in the design and the testing of that tool, and put a lot into it. And I know they helped Stuart with the feeds and speeds that he's using today on that tool. You know, being 5 flutes, that's kind of unique. You know, when in aluminum, a lot of times you look at 2, 3 flute tools. Having 5 flutes is a big advantage for this over top of other end mills, where you can just really drive those feeds and speeds now, especially the feeds having 5 flutes. And it has chip splitter technology on the flutes, so you never end up with like a big bird nest of chips in there. It's always splitting up into nice, small, manageable chips. So if you're pocketing or roughing anything where you're worried about that, you know, you're going to end up with like a soup bowl full of chips that could cause an issue and recut those chips. This is the perfect tool to kind of tackle that and get those nice small chips out, flushed away from the cutting edge.
Awesome. Everything you said is right on target. And one thing that is different is a lot of people, they give you surface foot and the chip load for these different end mills. And I will be truthful, and everybody out there knows, it's not the tool that will ever fail, it's the machine. And this tool is a standard. I say standard because if you run a lot of aluminum, you should have a standard and not buy a million different types of tools. But when you're roughing and you're profiling and you get into pockets and then just, you know, getting after that material right there, this is the best tool. So what I always tell people is, you know, look at your torque on the machine, look at your power level, your horsepower, and see where the power is, and figure out a nice range. Like you might have a 12,000 RPM spindle, but like it actually runs best at 8,000, and actually you lose horsepower up at 12. So say at that 8, do a 10% radial cut, but go all the way deep. Like this thing is like 3 times diameter in the flute length. Go all the way down, take a 10% cut, and then basically feed. Just start at 100 inches a minute, go to 2, 3, 4, 5, go as fast as you can, look at your load, and just put it right where you're comfortable, and then make that your standard that you're gonna use this tool, and you will save money, make money, all that, and it'll be absolutely incredible. People that don't have big power on their machines or RPMs, you can actually change it from 10%, go to 15%, go to 20%. You know, if I'm running at 100 inches a minute at 10%, but then I run at, you know, if I run at 50 inches a minute at 20%, you still have the same MRR, and that's what matters, metal removal rate. All right, so yeah, beautiful. And
Yeah.
you know what's funny?
I agree.
That's awesome.
Right on, you know, what you're saying there, Titan, is, you know, I've heard you mention standard before. And, you know, before I came to Kennametal, you know, I spent all my career as a CNC programmer. And standards are so important, right? And the Core 5, if I was still programming today, I mean, that would be one that I would want in the tool carousel, ready to go. Anytime I needed to program, I mean, it's just applicable. The same thing with the 5720 face mill, right? It's a 2-inch face mill waiting there. Anytime you need to program, a job comes up, it's your standard, ready to go. Everybody's comfortable with it in the shop. You as a programmer, the machinist out on the floor, it's a tool that, like you said, you should always be a standard.
Absolutely, amazing. And I know Dave Burgundy is gonna come up pretty soon. He's gonna show you some more deals, and one of the deals is Kennametal. These tools, they're making it so every single person in the world can actually get these tools. Actually, US and all that. Dave will, I'm live on camera, so sometimes you mess up, right? So Dave will explain where you can get it, but basically you can get Kennametal tools from 22 bucks. You can get this Core 5, $41, $56, incredible deal. Greatest tools like for roughing aluminum. As you can see right now, it's just insane. Hey, so Scott, I'm gonna let you go, and I'll bring you back a little bit later. Is that cool?
Hey, sounds good.
Awesome,
Thanks for the
man.
time.
Hey, thank you so much for the support on a daily, man. Oh,
Absolutely.
awesome. So, you know, what's funny is that we worked with Kennametal on this Core 5 because we were looking at, you know, trochlear milling and adaptive milling. There really wasn't a good end mill to take advantage of those tool paths. So we actually worked with the best of the best and actually helped kind of develop it. You know, I didn't do the engineering, but like we worked with the team, we developed it, and then we had the honor to name it. And it fits with Boombastic because Boombastic, it has that old school hip hop kind of feel on it. And the name, actually, my boy Dave actually named it, but it's like King of Roughing. It makes me think of Run DMC, like I'm the king of rock. So like we put some cool parodies together. It was like, gotta have fun, right? So how about we take about 60 seconds. We'll look at this part right here, see where it's at. And then I'm gonna bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Burgundy, 60 seconds. Let's enjoy some cool tool paths. Stuart had your. Again, it's a big honor to introduce my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dave Burgundy, AKA the Money Man. We help you make money. He helps you save money with the deals.
That's exactly right, Titan.
Oh.
And I am proud to be here with these masters of machining, these pinnacles of precision, these stewards of success, and these titans of CNC. And today we're going to talk to you about some more deals. So, this Doosan machine tool that you see behind us is going to be 20% off some of the newest 5-axis machines. You can find out exactly which models at titansfordoosan.com. They also have 25% off the select mill turn and Y-axis turning centers. And if you're into that education package, that education training package, that is up to 30% off, again, at titansfordoosan.com. The other thing Doosan Machine Tools has done to step up is they're giving away that beautiful free Gerstner toolbox. Now again, we've talked about what you can put inside of that, but don't you want to be the envy of your neighborhood? Don't you want women to walk by and see your house and go, that man has a Gerstner. I know it, and I want him. Yes, you do. And you can enter to win that Gerstner at titansfordoosan.com. Do that right now. Now, I want you to be paying attention in the comments as well, because I jumped in there and I'm doing giveaways there too. Sometimes all you have to do is like a comment, sometimes you have to share, but make sure you're paying attention to the comments. All right, next up, Titan was just talking about Kennametal tooling, and Kennametal tooling is incredible, as we're seeing with the Core 5. Right now, roughing that metal, it's incredible. They're doing 50% off the Titans of CNC, the tooling gift cards in $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000 values. So for just $500, you get $1,000 in value at Kennametal Tooling. Now that is a USA only promo. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the end mills. So that Core 5 end mill from $22, the Harvey 3, Harvey 1TE, Harvey 1TE ball nose. You can get all of those deals and all of the details at titansofcnc.com/promo. You scroll down to Kennametal, you click the link, you buy the tools, you reap the rewards, don't you? Terrific. All right, the other thing Kennametal's doing is they are giving away some free tooling gift cards. To enter to win those, you go to knt.co/boombastic. You type that into your internet machine, you press the return key, and it takes you there through space and through magic. That's where you enter to win that giveaway. Next up, we talked with Michael Gauntz. We talked about these Shunk work holdings. 20% off the Vero-S package. That is the package that you want. That is the best package you can get. The Vero-S, it holds the material. It doesn't go anywhere. So you can push those tools through that metal like we all love to do. Now, isn't that music to your ears? I think I could fall asleep to this. It's just beautiful. The other thing Shunk is doing is the buy one, get one free on the Impact Series Claw Jaws, and that is through June 2021. To get more details about that, you can go to titansofcnc.com/promo. Now, lastly, I want to address some of the rumors that my hair might not be real and my mustache might be enhanced. That's just not true. This is all natural. It happens like this every day when I wake up. Things just grow. Now, this mustache may come and go as it pleases, because as you know, when you have a mustache like this with great mustache comes great responsibility. Now, will it be with us forever? I don't know. Even now, it's thinking of greener pastures, as you can tell. But let's see if it sticks with us throughout this show. I'm gonna bring Titan back so we can listen to more of that beautiful metal cutting. Thanks so much, Titan.
You are amazing.
Thank you, brother.
I'd like to add one more thing, Dave.
Yes.
Mr. Burgundy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gilroy.
academy.titansofcnc.com. Basically,
It's a beautiful site, I've seen it.
it's amazing.
It's incredible.
Basically, all Kennametal tools, you can get these tool cards at
Yes.
half price. Basically
Yes.
saying all Kennametal tools are a half price off list, and you get them right at our store.
Exactly, yeah. You go to store.titansofcnc.com, and that's where you get that deal. And do you know what you can do with the savings? Literally anything. You could hire a new employee. You could get pizza for everyone. You could get steaks for everyone. If I bought a $1,000 gift card and it cost me $500, I would have $500 more to purchase whatever I want. What would you purchase? Tell us in the comments what you would do with an extra $500, and you might win something from me.
Boom. So good. I saw yesterday they were focusing on my face because this guy, he's so funny, but I'm like, don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. We're selling we're like giving crazy deals to you guys out there. We're not taking a cut. Titans of CNC does not take a cut from all these deals right here, but we're doing it for you guys so you guys can up your game, take your skills to another level, compete in this industry, take care of your family, boom, boom, boom. And with that, we're gonna bring in none other, the man, the myth, Mr. Brent Holden. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, how you doing, Titan?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Making like airplanes with the kids out in the neighborhood. And
oh yeah.
Now you got the little Tormach, like little router.
Yeah, got in the garage, starting them young. So yeah, love it.
True fan of the industry, president of Heimer North America.
Yep.
Amazing, good friend of mine, and I
Thank you.
already kind of did an intro for you because we were talking to Shunk and how quick you can change these things out, and how you can load all your offsets so you keep this green light green and making chips.
Yep.
And you have an affordable option that you're going to talk about, and you guys are like giving one away too, right?
We are giving one away, Titan, so it's exciting, you know, for all those watching. We by the end of the week, we'll be giving away an Uno Smart, so it's pretty exciting.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible technology.
Thank you.
How about I actually step away?
Sure.
Maybe you can like step right over here and maybe do a little demonstration. And
perfect.
He's giving one away.
We're giving one away.
Heimer's giving one away to somebody out there. Dave will be giving you guys all of the particulars on that, Mr. Burgundy. Boom, I'm out.
All right, thanks, Titan. So yeah, as mentioned, we're giving away an Uno Smart machine, which we just brought in. Many of you know and you've seen already our tool room that's here with our balancer, our larger linear presetter, and our shrink fit machine, which we'll show more tomorrow. But we're really excited to bring this in here because actually this is a great dynamic here. You hear the machine tool running right now, and now we can be setting tools for our next job right here next to the machine, which is key because this is the type of machine that can be used in any size shop. So for instance, at Heimer in Germany, we have over 160 machine tools, and we've got, of course, a big tool room similar to what Titan has here, which will set up the tools prior to going to the machine tools, send the data directly in. But we also have many of these Uno Smarts spread throughout the facility. Why? Because it can be right next to the machine. So the operator of the machine, if he or she has any doubts, they can come over, check it very quick. They don't have to walk all the way back to the tool room. They can do it very affordably and simply. This could be right out in the shop floor, made of cast iron, so there's no issues with thermo changes with the temperature. So basically, it's a very simple machine to use. On the flip side, if you're a small shop, it's awesome because again, you might have 1, 2, 4 machine tools, and while the machine tool's running, as it is now, you can be setting up for your next job. So actually I have a personal story on that. 30 years ago, I worked at a small 10 to 15 man job shop. As a machinist, I was in charge of 2 machine tools. So I would get the jobs running. We did very small part runs, 8 to 15 pieces. We get the fixturing going, we get the parts running, and then I come over and set up the tools, put the tools in the collet chuck, mount the tools. But the last step was setting the Z-axis, and I'd have to wait till the machine tool was done, come down and manually touch off those tools, and that would cost a lot of time, probably a half hour to set up a job just by touching off the Z-axis. With this, I can set up all the Z-axis dimensions and then print out a label and just simply enter it directly into the machine tool so I don't waste a lot of time. And again, as Michael mentioned from Shunk, keeping the machine tool running is the goal of all of this kind of equipment. That's where you get your return on investment. So basically, just to quickly show you how this works, it's again the Uno Smart. There's a lot of neat features. So we can basically come over, we identify the tool, we have a small laser edge finder, we call it, and that helps identify where the cutting edge of the tool is. We can measure the tool. So here now I've measured the tool, and then all I have to do is then simply print out a label. We'll call it tool number 6 for this demonstration. We hit print. Now I've got my Z-axis dimension and my X-axis dimension on this little label. We can also put a QR code. If you want to do it that way, you can scan the information directly in the machine tool control. But in this case, I've just simply done this. I can affix it to the tool, put it on my tool cart, bring it over to the machine, and then start setting up all the Z dimensions when it's ready. Now there's another nice function with this tool, this presetter that I'd like to show you quickly. So this is, as I see here, I've measured the tool, the cutting edge, and I can look at all the cutting edges. But as I come around here, I notice something doesn't look quite right. So maybe this was a small diameter tool where I couldn't identify this before I put it in. I say, wait a minute, let me look at this here closer. And I hit this incident light, we call it, and now I actually get a real image of the cutting edge. And if I look at one cutting edge compared to the next, I notice there's a big gash in that cutting edge. So rather than accidentally setting a tool that's already damaged and running it, maybe scrapping a production or causing some problems, now I've identified it before I insert this entire tool holder assembly into the machine tool. So that's a very handy feature of this machine. Again, very simply checking it, noticing that it's damaged, and then I could go ahead and switch it out. So that's, again, a very simple, easy to use presetter. Anyone could use this in no time at all. Again, very thermally stable because it's made of cast iron, can be right out in the machine tool, right out in the machine floor in the production facility. So again, presetting is very key. The return on investment is fast because the whole goal of all this is to make sure your machine tool is running. And I love to hear the music behind me because that means I can be setting up these tools while this machine tool is running. So that's the gist of what we try to do here with this Titan. So
that is amazing, amazing.
Thank
You know,
you.
honestly, I didn't know that there was one that was priced in this level where you can just put it out. So I learned something too, and it's amazing. And you're giving one away.
Giving one away.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get one of these presetters. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Titan.
Boom. Thanks
Appreciate
for all
it.
the support.
It's a
helping
pleasure.
us free education for the world. Awesome. Cool. How about, I don't want to like bother Stuart, but he has an amazing program going on, and we showed you from the very beginning a big old piece of material, and he's just going, getting after it, boom, 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 opti roughing it, master camming it all the way down, bringing it, boom, and how you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good.
Awesome. It's looking beautiful. You know, we'll put out different videos, and there's different ways that we actually like grab the hold of this part right here. And I'll just say for the machinists out there, you know, the bottom doesn't have a lot of material or features to grab onto, but there was a centerpiece that actually came down with a O-ring groove, right, like a female. So when we looked at the part, we wanted to make sure that we were gonna get after it. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't gonna pull out. So what we did was we basically designed soft jaws, and then Stuart actually cut the male O-ring groove into the soft jaws, and it created an anchor. So even though there's just a little bit of material, we can make sure that we can attack that part because we thought about it and we created that little anchor right there. So in a future video, we'll actually explain that whole process to you guys. While it's machining, we'll probably maybe take a few seconds and let's just enjoy the machining, and then we'll bring in our next guest. Ooh, it's looking good, man. We're gonna bring Dylan later on in the day back from Mastercam, and then Stuart and Dylan are gonna go over the tool paths and exactly the whys, right? You gotta have a strategy with all different parts on how you're gonna attack it. And based on that information, you're gonna make it so you either have success or you fail, right? So we gotta make sure that we have the right tool paths, that we wanna make sure that we have the clamping good, we have the spindle, all of it working perfectly, all the variables coming together. We're gonna explain that this afternoon, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And at that time, we'll be just finishing the part, making it beautiful. And in a future video on YouTube and on the Academy, we'll go through every single tool, every speed, every depth of cut, everything, and show you how to actually program this specific part, the Titan 40M, that you can actually download right now and get that model from our Academy. Boom. One other thing I'll mention is Mastercam has also made it 160 bucks, $160. They give you a crazy multi-axis, a Mastercam education suite for 160 bucks. You can post with it, you can create the code, so long you don't make $1,500 or more. But a lot of you machinists out there, you can actually grab this 160 bucks and you can actually learn at home. You can up your skills at home and make it happen. So you can actually go to Titans of CNC/promo and look at Mastercam, 160 bucks, boom, and you can go to the Academy and you can learn, go through all the different tutorials for the building blocks and the rocket and make it happen, all right? So with that, I want to do a special invite to Mariah from Delmia. And I got Scott also. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
What's up, man?
So now it's like, now we're stepping up our game. Yesterday we did some cool, we talked about 3D experience. We showed some cool processes. Right when we had some problems, we showed like how the software can actually help our company in real time. And now we're taking that to a whole nother level. And I'm gonna give you guys the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi,
So
thank you.
yesterday we got to talk about 3D Lean and how collaboration and communication, how important that is. So, you know, we're used to SolidWorks just being modeling, but it's so much more than that. And Mariah is gonna tell us all about our your software that you guys are using.
Delmia. Yeah, so you know, you saw SolidWorks, you're used to using SolidWorks to model, and we have on the same platform, you don't even have to exit a different app, a lot of different apps under the brand Delmia. And that allows us to do all of our manufacturing simulation, validation, you know, performing all of your what-if scenarios. So here we have the robo-drill model, which you'll get to see tomorrow. And within, I don't know, we've been here a day and a half, and they got me all of the models they had, and I stood up their virtual twin, right? So now they could take this virtual twin, validate all of their robot programs, make sure that you can get the parts into the machine, all from your desk. And you know, you can do that, you can change your products, and you don't even have to have it on site, you don't have to be on site. And any crashes that happen, who cares? It's virtual, it doesn't matter here. So, you know, validate, make sure you're optimizing, and Delmia allows you to do all of that.
That's awesome. So I would never manufacture a part, say my CAM software, if I wasn't able to simulate that, right? Because things go wrong. But now we're talking art to part, and even beyond that, art to maybe thousands of parts. So it's so cool that now we can not only simulate our parts going from art to part, but now we're simulating the process. So, you know, and particularly I think in this past year with COVID, how has this software helped companies get through all that?
Right, so, you know, this is a small cell, but we can model entire factories. So when you have to account for, you know, social distancing and rearranging and putting up all of those safeguards, you can do that and validate it, again, in a virtual world. You can make sure that you have everything you need. We show a robot and a machine here. We also have, you know, human models. So where are they standing? What can they reach? Is this possible even? And making sure that they're working safely as well. So you're not just validating your machines, you're validating your humans and your processes, you're keeping your factories safe, not just, you know, from COVID or other worries like that, but also just day-to-day tasks. You know, are we safe?
That's great. Do we have a simulation ready to
Yeah,
go?
I can show you a couple different ones. So I uploaded these programs directly from the robo-drill over there. We brought it in this morning. So I'll just go ahead and click on a different one. It might take just a second to load. thinks about it for a minute. And then you can see the virtual robot moving. And you can also, in the virtual world, simulate the different programs, how they're interacting together. You can sequence them. You can call different tasks from one robot, from two robots, from your entire factory.
So being that this is a simulation, how accurate is it in the real world?
Right, so you have a couple different aspects when you're talking about accuracy. You can be accurate in your time, which we can get within milliseconds of. And then if you want even better time estimates, you can take RRS, which is your realistic robot simulation, and it basically plugs into a black box of any of the robot manufacturers, and you're using the exact robot controller you would be using on your real robot. In terms of, capabilities in your physical aspect, if you do your calibration, if you make sure your physical cell is aligned with your virtual world, again, that's within millimeters of what you're expecting, even on robots that are on 30-foot rails.
That's awesome. It seems like the perfect thing for manufacturing these days to ensure that all of our processes are working properly. Before we make really critical decisions, they're going to affect the outcome of what we want to do. So, we're getting into all this stuff. Really, SolidWorks is incredible. We appreciate you guys coming out. We know that making those models is critically important. And right now, you guys can get a great deal on the Student Learning Edition of SolidWorks. You guys have full power with it to create models, assemblies, do drafting. And look, if you've been thinking about getting into it, I really would. And this is a perfect opportunity to have that for the next year. Go to Titans of CNC Academy, where you can have full tutorials. We got them all on there for you guys, so you can build the building blocks and really get good at this stuff and take it to the next level. So, thanks so much, guys.
Awesome. Great job.
All right.
Boom.
Thank you.
Great job. Amazing. Did all the modeling and everything like this morning. It's incredible technology. Scott was right. There's a $20 version of SolidWorks, and it is amazing. And I believe it's on our promo page, but it's also on our academy. You can go to resources, and you can actually drop down on our academy, and you can grab that SolidWorks for $20. And then you can go to our academy, as Scott said, and go through all the SolidWorks. There's a ton of tutorials that will teach you exactly how to design anything you guys want. It's amazing. So at this time, I want to bring in my good buddy, Mr. John Hinders. Yay! What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm in Texas now, man. I'm doing great.
Life is good, isn't it? It's better.
He's been like coming to California and visiting me, and it's like, you need to come to Texas.
Come on.
Let's
Show you the
go,
love.
man.
Show you the love.
So how about we actually just take a step back, look over Stuart's shoulder over here. The part looks like an amazing part already. Like, we literally saw it go from a big old chunk of material down to a beautiful part using Mastercam. You guys watch the whole process unfold, and absolutely amazing. One thing that I know, especially now going into these pockets and different things in tool life, we don't usually talk about coolant, but the coolant is allowing that tool to actually go hoard in that material and get after it. And I always talk about all the different variables, and Synergy 735, like, we're spraying a lot of coolant on there, but you can still see the part. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you're gonna talk a little bit about Synergy and just Blaser in general, and why you guys do what you do.
And we've always focused on tool performance and trying to reduce cycle time, reduce tool cost, make more money. That's what we're all here for. We got bills to pay. The Synergy is a great example of that new technology. I'd like to point out one particular thing, especially when guys are machining aluminum. Do you guys ever experienced we have build-up edge on a cutting tool, for example? That should not happen. If that's happening, that's a problem. And it's just a real basic function, just a very simple matter. It's a lack of lubricity. With that, it means you're going to have poor finishes, poor thread quality if you're tapping holes and such. Bring us in. Let us talk to you about it, because Synergy may not be the product for you. Maybe you have to have a certain coolant or metalworking fluid. We have over 200 different versions of oils and coolants. You may have a requirement for aerospace, medical nuclear, for example, semiconductor business. We have a lot of those. Anyway, just have us come in and do an evaluation, because tool life, unfortunately, coolant is kind of, I'm like the Rodney Dangerfield of everything you guys buy. You don't like coolant, it's been a pain in the behind, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't have to be that way. Allow us to come in, let us earn your trust, let us do an evaluation, make sure you're using the right coolant, and try to get and help you improve your tool performance and tool life, shorter cycle times. That's what this whole thing is about, is our efficiency. We have to get our efficiency up to be profitable. And unfortunately, coolant gets no respect. There again, I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. But we'll work hard, come in and do a water analysis, we'll actually evaluate your performance, and we'll make some recommendations on the proper coolant of choice to make sure you get the performance out of this fancy machine tool and all that. And I'd like to make an offer that if you buy a new machine, we'll be gladly fill a new machine for free. We actually have a voucher program, and we'd like for you to take advantage of it. With that, you get an evaluation from us. One of our technical guys come in, we see what you're doing, make sure you're using the right coolant for the right materials, foaming, water quality, the whole gist of things. And if you're having some of those issues, let us talk about it. If you're having dermatitis, rust, all the kind of things, which, you know, if you're not having trouble with coolant, good, but I know there's a bunch of you out there been doing this a long time. About half the shops out there have coolants that they hate, and it does not have to be that way. And we would surely love the opportunity to come and help you fix that.
That's awesome. Boom. And you know, thank you, John.
Yep.
You know, when we got Synergy, I said it yesterday, we actually were a beta test. Nobody came and said, hey, Titan, we want you to do it. I heard there was a clear coolant that was amazing. It was different than anything else out there. So I asked to be a beta tester. And like Stuart, you had a lot of like skin issues with coolant, just having sensitive skin. And as soon as you started using this coolant, like the open sores and stuff just went away.
Yeah, I have sensitive skin, and I did have some scarring. And as soon as we switched to a more natural coolant, it really cleared up my skin just because of how clean it was and how well it worked in the machine.
Yeah. So when I went out and did that video running it and saying that my wife doesn't tell me that I smell when I come in, and you know, it's just amazing, right? I did it because I respected it, and I know that a lot of people struggle with coolants, and I just put it out there. And now, of course, the whole thing's blown up, and big aerospace companies, medical companies, all these companies, they're all using it. And again, fastest growing, biggest coolant like in America, right? Amazing, amazing coolant. But yeah, I can actually like, can you go ahead and chill? Let's get in and actually look at the camera, look at my finger. If we can focus on my hand over here, you can see a coolant right there. Look at that. Go back up this way. Like, look at the coolant, how clear it is right there. Amazing. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now, Stuart, let's not forget about Stuart. Like, Stuart, amazing tool pack. Go ahead and rotate it. Go ahead and rotate it. Boom. Beautiful. Started off with a solid piece. And you come in with a smaller end mill and grab all that right there. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
All the variables coming together to make an amazing part. And at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to actually get into the full simultaneous. We're going to show you such incredible tool paths, go over each tool path with Dylan from Mastercam, and just keep helping you guys raise your skill level. It's going to be amazing. Before then, we got drills coming in, we got taps coming in, thread mills, all these different things, but we're going to put out a series of videos to teach you how to actually program this and show you every single tool, all the different specs. Boom. Look for that on YouTube and the Academy. And we also filmed all the fundamental videos and tutorials for this machine. So that's all coming to the Academy also. How to just put a riser on, how to put the shunt Vero-S on, how to put a 5-axis, how to indicate it, how to zero and probe, and all of it. It's all coming to the Academy, and it's free for you guys. And now it's time to help you guys save some money. Boom.
Oh.
Brother, you're natural. You're like loosening up.
Well,
like,
you know, We
Oh,
start to get
good.
used to it after a while. I think
know.
we're used to each other by
I went
now.
home, I was a little scared last night, you know, but like, I love you, man. You're great.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I like you as a really good friend.
Aw.
All right, it might grow into love. Let's see where it goes. Maybe after dinner, once or twice. Who knows? Okay, first off, let's talk about something we haven't mentioned for a while. Tormach. Tormach has some incredible giveaways that you can enter to win at bit.ly/Tormach giveaway. And as I understand it, we have somebody holding on right now, don't we? Yes. Hey, Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what Tormach is doing?
Hey Dave, thanks again. We're so excited to be doing the BOOMBASTIC event again this year for all the Titans of CNC viewers. If some of our viewers aren't familiar with Tormach, we're a small, 100% employee-owned company with the mission of enabling your ideas. Education is a huge part of this. This is why we're so grateful for the opportunity to donate the exact machine that you and your team use to create the Tormach Titans of CNC building block series. We're excited to place a 770M Plus into an educational facility, whether that's a K-12, a collegiate, a makerspace, or even one of the Titans of CNC small groups, so they can use all the amazing curriculum that you've developed to teach and inspire future machinists. The building blocks, Art of Fixturing, the Aerospace Academy are awesome free resources, and when the certifications are released, people will have the skills needed to succeed in this industry. But we didn't just stop there. We also have our XS Tech router, which is a great learning tool that has the same workflow as our larger equipment and is very approachable and non-intimidating for our new or younger users. Over the last year, I've been using one of these in my home to teach my 2 kids about CNC manufacturing and the workflow. It's been truly inspiring to see them learn the process, learn the workflow. All of their friends now get little signs or little toys for birthdays and gifts. At 7 and 5 years old, they understand the process of taking a raw material and creating something from it. It's truly an exciting time in manufacturing. Titan even has one of these in his home, Makerspace 77. And finally, one of the lucky entrants will get a $500 Tormach gift card. You can use this against anything we sell, whether it's a machine order or just to stock up on more end mills. If you want to see these opportunities at your local school, makerspace, First Robotics team, or even your Titans of CNC small group, jump on our website and get signed up today. Hey Dave, when you're done signing up your kid's school, hey man, you think you could give me some tips on how to grow such an epic mustache?
Well, I mean, I wish I could share that. Well, you know what? Why not? You're a friend. This mustache, you know, a Tibetan monk gifted me some Ellerby dust, which, as we all know, is particularly good for mustache growth. So just go get some of that. You'll be fine. All right, moving on to the next deal. We just talked with John Hinders of Blaser Swiss Lube, and we heard about their 20% off of all coolants and cutting oils for new 5-axis customers on your initial fill. So, if you want to get rid of that milky coolant that you're using, that stuff that you eat in your cereal and put in your machines, why would you do that? Get this beautiful, clear Blaser Synergy 735. Be the envy of your neighborhood. Machine shops everywhere will hear the tale of your store, and they'll come and see this clear liquid that you're using. It'll be incredible, I promise. It'll get you business. Oh, of course, you'll make millions. Take that to the bank. I guarantee you will make millions if you use Blaser Synergy. No? I'm told I cannot guarantee that, but it's probably going to happen. Okay, moving on to the next deal. Now, SolidWorks, and we saw this beautiful screen. Now, if you're still using whiteboards in your office, I don't know what decade you're from, but it's certainly not this one, is it? All right, let's talk about productivity. And if you go and you get SolidWorks today, you can get a free upgrade. That's incredible. You can get that deal at solidworks.com/Titan upgrade. That is the software you need to get your shop off the ground or move to the next level, isn't it? The 3D Lean system and the 3D Experience system they're showing is also on sale, and that's just $150 for 90 days. Get that deal. Find out about it at titansofcnc.com/promo, and you can also get the link for the $20 SolidWorks Student Edition. Now, Heimer, can you guys follow me for a moment? Let's look at this Heimer Uno Microset Tool Presetter. All of the amazing things it can do. It can hold your tools. It's got this white part right here. There are logos on it. And it does the things that the gentleman talked about. Now, I have to be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention, but it seems pretty neat, doesn't it? I know a lot of you in the comments really love what it does to balance your tools, to use the thing here, to touch that thing, and to measure over here, and then the labels and the cabinet. So they are giving away one of these, and you know if you want one because you were watching what happened while I wasn't, and you said something like, boy, I want one of those. Now, they are giving one of those away, and you can find out where at titansofcnc.com/promo. You can enter to win on their site. The other thing that they're doing is 20% off their 3D sensors and their Heimer face shields. And if you go to their site from ours, you can get exclusive discounts on their shrink fit packages, balancing packages, and presetting packages. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for is just about upon us. We talked about a keyword that we'll use for the next episode. I'm going to give you that soon, and then you can enter to win, and I'll announce the winner on the next episode. So, that keyword is coming very soon. But first, what I want to do is talk to you about our academy, the academy.titansofcnc.com. That's where you can get all of our curriculum. You can scroll around on the internet, you can find information, you can learn how to cut the building blocks, you can learn how to program and how to design them. You can, if you're a lathe person, that's the spinny one I'm told, you can do a rocket series, and it's very incredible. Now that rocket might not go subsonic, supersonic, or into space, but it will definitely go as far as you can throw it. I promise that much. The other thing I want to talk to you about, and a lot of you are watching right now, from our private Facebook group. Now, I have joined this private Facebook group, and I must tell you, it is intriguing, it is exciting, and it is energizing. Now, I'm in there, and you're in there, and we're talking, and we're laughing, and we're laughing, and we're laughing together like friends, and it's a wonderful place. And I think if I could go live in the internet, I probably would. And you should too at our Facebook group. You can find that at facebook.com, and then search for Titans of CNC Academy. Now, the other thing that we have are small groups littered throughout the world, in the US and abroad. Small groups where you can get in and get personal with the content that we create. You can find shops who are willing to open their shop up and give you machine time on these beautiful CNC machines. Go to our website and find our resources and find out where your small group near you is. Now, it's time for the keyword. All you have to do is comment this keyword on the bottom of this post, because we're going to go off soon, and then you can continue to comment the keyword for the not overnight giveaway, but the giveaway that we'll do next time. The keyword is excellence. Excellence is the keyword. And the keyword is excellence. So make sure that you type excellence into the comments below, and whoever types excellence will be entered to win in our excellence keyword giveaway. Did you hear the keyword? Can you tell me what it is? It is excellence. That is correct. Excellence is the keyword. And if you missed that once more, it is excellence. Now, I'm going to bring Titan back up. They're going to go over the project, and I will be back for the next episode.
Oh, amazing. I think next episode, we should give away something to everyone on YouTube.
That's a great idea.
We have a huge community on YouTube. I love all you guys out there. And they're feeling a little bit left out because Facebook's getting all the love because it's live.
You're so right. You're so right. YouTube will be next time.
We'll do something big.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
All right. So super excited. Stuart did an amazing job over here. The part looks stunning. Again, it's a Titan 40M. You can find it on the Academy and on the Aerospace Academy. And making real parts, making real change in this industry, and just lifting it up. We will be back at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we will be finishing out this part right here. And make sure you guys go titansofcnc.com/promo. Check out all of those deals. Again, we don't take a cut. It's all for you guys. The greatest companies in the world are giving you the deepest discounts. Other people are raising their prices, but they're giving you the crazy discounts so you guys can up your game. Boom, I'm Titan. Thank you very much. We're out.